address this now.
Yeah, go ahead, do it. Go ahead.
Because
rid of the Band-Aid.
people have been hitting me up like between TikTok. I've been talking in like the different discords about it. This was expected. Whenever there's anything remotely related to Michael Jackson, anything positive, anything, they start coming with coming with the negatives. Mind you, the critics, not all the critics have universally panned this film. Rotten Tomatoes likes to do an aggregate score, and half of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes are not even real reviews. People have been review bombing Michael on Letterboxd for weeks now. They literally have. They've been doing it for weeks since they started doing the the fan screenings, and then they did the screening out here in Gary, Indiana, and they screened it for like the different HBCUs that participated in the promotional campaign. They screened it there. So people have been seeing the film for months. Anything Michael related, if the press can like trash it and get something out there because it's going to get them clicks, it's going to get them paid, they're going to do it. Now, let me preface that by saying, as a film critic myself, once I see the film tomorrow, I'm going to critique it as such. I'm not going in as purely just a fan. I'm going in, I'm a critic. I have an obligation to judge this film, fairly, not just as a fan of Michael. Yes, I've been excited for this film for years before I even decided that I wanted to review films. I've been excited for this film. That's literally all I have been talking about for the past few years. Very excited to see the film. But if there is something that I feel could have been done better, I'm going to let that be known. But if there's something that's good about it, I'm going to let that be known as well. Half of these reviews are just mad because they didn't show the allegations, which we were told cannot be addressed. They have to rework it, which is why the film is going to be split. The film is going to be split. I've seen people say they feel the film was too short. I think 2 hours and 7 minutes is too short for a film about Michael Jackson because you have to condense a lot. You have to cut a lot off, and that can add to pacing issues. It's a biopic about a man who lived I can't say lived a full life because, well, his life was tragically cut short. 50 is not old, but he did a lot in his lifetime. So I'm not if any critics saw it and if your review is legit, cool. But if you're starting your headline off by talking about they tried to turn Jacko into Saint Prince Michael, I'm not gonna listen to your review. You're doing that because the headline is gonna get clicks. The same way that yesterday Variety decided that they were gonna take a certain part of Antoine Fuqua's, the directors, they were gonna take a certain part of his interview where he was asking, did he ever believe the allegations? And what he said was, people will do anything for money. They tried to flip it and make it seem like that's how he was answering the question as it relates to Michael, not as it relates to, the people who are making the allegations, to the parents. They tried to flip that. They've been trying to flip the narrative on this film since the beginning of the month. They tried to flip the narrative on the film since they announced about a year ago that they had to do reshoots and that they could not in good conscience, legally touch on some subjects. They've been dogpiling on this film. Fans of Michael, fans of this film, a lot of the people that I've gotten cool with just off of this fandom of the film, we've been talking about this. We've been expecting this. The audience score is gonna be bigger. We all knew that since the review embargo lifted today, that's when you're gonna see a lot of the more negative takes. When you have honest creators like Strawhead Goofy, who said the film was good, but it does have its flaws. Every film has its flaws. That's normal. You're only highlighting the negatives because you didn't see what you thought you were going to see, what you shouldn't have expected to see, because we were told about that a year in advance. I had somebody literally tell me that they didn't know about any of that until they went to see the movie. And I said, that's literally impossible. It went viral on the internet several times over.
You can't not know about that.
Exactly. People mad because Janet's not in the film, but you're getting mad at the filmmakers. That's not their. She chose not to be involved. She literally chose not to be involved. It's nothing that they can do about that. It's certain characters that were cut out. We don't know why they were cut out, but if you're playing a celebrity and they had a history with something, maybe they didn't want to be depicted. Maybe you didn't have the rights to tell that story, or maybe that story ties to something you can't really touch on. It's a lot of things that go into this movie. Every film does have their flaws. Like it is what it is. Form your own opinion. Go see a film, judge it based on yourself. It's crazy how many comments between over on all social media, people are like, oh man, I was expecting to love it. Why are you letting somebody else dictate how you feel? Why are you letting Rotten Tomatoes dictate how you feel? What were we doing before Rotten Tomatoes was a thing? What were we doing? People have been trashing films for years, and we were not letting that delegate how we felt about something. I do not understand why people let that happen. It's you don't think for yourself. Just because one of your favorite, you have a favorite critic. That's fine to have a favorite critic. I'm not taking their word as law for my own life. That can go for many different things other than just film reviews, food reviews. Yeah. You didn't like a certain person that I follow on Instagram. They didn't like a certain restaurant. Okay, what if I like it? Am I just not gonna like it because they don't like it? No, that's not how life works. We have free will. We're our own person. Stop letting Rotten Tomatoes deter you from seeing something. If you want to see something, see it. And that goes the other way too. I told somebody today in a Discord, if I get a screener or a trailer sent to me, and they're like, do you want to react to this? Is this something that you think you would be interested in? If I know I don't really care for it, I'm not going to react to it because I don't want to just put out something negative. I'm not that type of person that wants to get clicks and, wants to go viral off negativity. That's weird. That's always been weird to me. I don't know why. I get it. Negativity sells. Yelling into a camera sells. That's not me. That's not ever going to be me. That's why I don't want to be known as an influencer. I don't want to be known as the one critic who, man, he hated the Michael film, so it must not be good. Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Form your own fucking opinion. Stop running around the internet like sheep.
Exactly. And honestly, I can't wait to see this film. I am very excited.
That's why I always say share the enthusiasm. I'd rather be called an enthusiast than an influencer.